Hey you guys, so I'm driving, so I'm gonna glance at the camera here and there, but I'm not gonna be kind of staring at it. I wanted to give you guys a little story time of what's going on with me. Um, so my company celebrated a milestone. We switched systems, platforms for the company a year ago, and I said my company. I meant to say the company I work for. I don't have a company. But we switched systems, and I forgot it's been a year. It doesn't seem like it's been a year, but last year around this time was a very difficult time for me and Juanita. A very happy time and a very difficult time in the same breath. We had talked about sharing this with you guys. I was so laid on my heart to share this today. So I'm going to just go ahead and share it. You know, me and Juanita had been trying to conceive for quite some time, 3 years. We had one failed pregnancy prior, and that didn't end so well. But the last January, Juanita called me at work and told me she was pregnant, which was very, very good news. And I'm going to try not to cry. You guys, the more you get to know me on this channel, you'll know I'm a huge crybaby. I'm really going to try not to cry. Or try not to. But I actually went ahead and was so happy about it, and was still kind of leery just to make sure everything was okay. Wait till she go to her first appointment and make sure everything was okay. And she made an appointment with our fertility doctor. And she checked Juanita out, and she said she didn't see the baby in the oh my gosh, uterus. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I don't know. I think it's the uterus. She didn't see the baby there, and she thought it was in the tubes. And yeah, so it was confirmed that it was in the tubes, and they gave her the shot to eliminate the pregnancy, I guess. Terminate the pregnancy, that's the word I want to use. And they checked her levels, and it didn't work. So she took another shot, and they checked her levels, her HCG levels, which is the hormone that tells you you're pregnant, and it didn't work. They gave her the third shot, and didn't work. So, dang it, I didn't want to do this. So, she had to have surgery, and had to take her tube. And it was a very difficult time for us, because we're Christians, and we believe in God's will and His purpose, and His ways are higher than our ways, and we believe that. And we're practicing Christians, and we love God, and it wasn't what we wanted. It's not what we thought we were promised. And 2016 started off really bad for us, and it didn't get any better. Juanita had health issue after health issue after health issue, and I felt abandoned by my God, the God that I believe in, the God that I pray to, the God that I serve. I felt completely abandoned. And I seeked counsel. I think I might have went to church maybe 7 times last year, like literally, legit, maybe 7 times. And it wasn't. I guess I would say I didn't start back going to church maybe until September of last year. But so she she had given up, and I had given up too. And around June, July, I wanted to get recalibrated and really start seeking God again, and really begin the relationship with him again. Let me back the story up a little bit. I'm gonna be really transparent with you guys. We are tithers. We believe in tithing. We believe in believing in giving God 10%. That's my priority. Every time I get paid, I give God his first fruit. And he blesses me. And financially, we're doing okay. Not rich by no means, but we're okay. And I remember getting a statement from the church, because they send it out every year around January. The ectopic pregnancy happened in January. So I remember getting the statement and seeing I gave like almost $6,000 in 2015. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't want to give this church no more of my money. And that's a bad way to think about it. My whole way of thinking was so bad, and it wasn't positive at all. I remember asking my sister-in-law and my friends, people who I do confide in, people who did know about the pregnancy. A lot of people didn't know about the pregnancy. My mother knew about the pregnancy because she lived with us. And she asked us. She said, what's going on? She had to go pick up the girls from school. And I said, Juanita's in the hospital. She said, is she having another miscarriage? Is she having another pregnancy? And I said, yes. And I left it like that. And yeah, I don't want y'all to be concerned. I'm really not in like heavy driving. I'm like literally in stop and go traffic. So I'm good, and I'm keeping my eyes on the road. But okay, you guys, I had to get myself together. So asked me that question, and that bothered me because I was like, why? I don't want to even tell anybody. Like, I'm embarrassed about it or something. So to backtrack to what I was previously saying, I talked to my sister-in-law and my friends, and of course my wife, primarily, and I said to myself, I don't understand. I'm not a bad person. Like, I really, really am not a bad person. I do everything I need to do. I live my life according to his word. I'm a sower. I am a giver. I am a doer of his word, and I don't understand. And I felt punished. I felt like I did something wrong and I was being punished. And I remember thinking to myself, like, dang. Every time I feel like we take a step forward, we take 5 steps back, and I feel like it's such a resistance to us. Ever since, and we'll get more into that. Ever since me and Juanita's been on this journey, I feel like we don't have traction. I feel like 2017 is going to be a great year for us because I have a different outlook now. But in 2016, the beginning of 2016, it just wasn't a good outlook for my life. It just wasn't a good outlook, and it was a toxic outlook. I felt like, okay, I'm done with this, God. I'm done. Tina Campbell said something to me that was so profound, and she said I was a theoretical Christian. And I felt like maybe I was a theoretical Christian. That it sounds good that his ways are higher than my ways. It sounds good that I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, never to harm you. It sounds real good. It sounds good that that faith is the substance of things unseen and the evidence of things hoped for. It sounds so good. It sounds so good, but I guess I didn't believe it because when I was combated with something to make me utilize my faith, I didn't. I gave up. And what I realized, not finna cry again, but that I coveted having a baby more than I coveted my relationship with God. I placed that baby as an idol before him. Because what it is that I don't think that you're good unless you give me what I want. And that's not how God works. He's good regardless if he doesn't do nothing else for you because he died on the cross for you and he gave you everlasting life. And he doesn't have to do anything else. So I realized that my love for him was contingent on him giving me what I wanted. And that wasn't right. That wasn't okay. And yeah, it just wasn't healthy and it wasn't good. And towards the end of 2016, I realized what happened towards 2016. I found a page on Facebook by Juanita Bynum, and she was keeping it 100 with the church, and understanding that you're going to be hurt, and understanding that you are going to be upset, and it's okay to be upset about something that you felt like you should have been blessed with, or you should have gotten. And the way that her teaching was so upfront and so dynamic, it resonated with me. And I no longer had a theoretical faith. I had a real faith because my heart changed. I changed. So when I changed, it made me realize that he's good, even if he doesn't give me what I want. That he's still good, and he's still God, and that everything is in his will, and his perfect will. Because I want to be in his perfect will. So I had to realize that he's so much bigger than what I want, and his ways are so much higher than my ways, and his expectations are so much higher than mine for my own self. So when I realized that, it made me at peace with it. We're going through fertility treatments, and I believe in his perfect will. Am I hopeful and am I prayerful that we're going to get a baby out of this first cycle? I am. I'm very hopeful and I'm very prayerful because I know what the prophecy that was delivered unto us. And just because the prophecy, and this is what I'm going to do a little preaching to y'all right quick. Just because you don't see the prophecy lining up, that doesn't mean that God isn't orchestrating things behind the scenes, getting the prophecy to orchestrate, getting the prophecy to come to fruition. That doesn't mean that he's not doing that. So don't think that he's not. Because God is always working on your behalf. And I know what the prophecy was. And I hold on to it. Because when you know that God said something, nobody can tell you that he didn't say it. If you know that he said it. I remember I was going through something, and a friend of mine, this was a couple of years ago, and a friend of mine said this, and I'm going to let you guys go. A friend of mine said something to me that was so profound. She said, I remember complaining about some things that I was going through. And I remember her telling me, she said, Michael, did God tell you that? And I said, yes, he did. She said, are you sure that God said it? I said, I know God said it. She said, well, shut up. God said it, and that's it. That's it. And that resonates with me every time I want to have doubt in my spirit. That if God said it, that settles it. It settles it. So it doesn't matter what the devil says. It doesn't matter what it looks like, because God has already won the battle for you. So I want you to be encouraged, and I hope this is going to help somebody, because I know there's a lot of, negative things on social media. And I just want to be able to be encouraged, be an encouragement to you. And I love you guys, and I speak blessings over you guys. Until next time, peace.